guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Beverly. It's really lovely to see you today. It is cold. It's cold. That's what I'm going to say. I hope you guys are keeping warm. If you're struggling with finding ways to keep warm and stay warm, I did videos last week about that, so definitely go and check those out. But today we're here talking about mediumship and about how to use meditation to grow in your practice. I've meditated for a long time. I've been doing meditation more or less daily, probably twice a week if I'm going to be honest, hands up honest. Yeah, I was doing meditation and I was enjoying it, but I wasn't getting out of it what I should have been getting out of it. I was doing guided meditations for anxiety and for pain and things like that, because it's a big part of my faith to meditate. I believe that. When I started training as a medium, this will be my 3rd year, my teacher, whenever I asked her something, she'd be like, you need to go and meditate on that. And the way she meditated was completely different to anything I'd ever experienced before. We'd all sit in the room and close our eyes, feet on the ground, and she would talk us through something like a trip to go and meet your spirit guide, or there's somebody there, an old family member that you need to go and talk to, and things like that. And I was like, what is this? This is weird. I don't know how to take this. And at first I was a little bit put off by the meditation style, because the only way I knew meditation was for religious purposes or for mindfulness, so to help me with my mental health conditions. I didn't realise that it was something that was going to help me connect with the other side, help me connect with those skills that were latent inside me. And so at first I would ask her and she would say, no, just go and meditate. Don't look it up in a book, just go and meditate. And I think the main thing that I came away from it all with was that meditating shuts down your logical brain. I'm very logical. I like things organised. I like to know where things are. I like to plan out my month. I like to, I'm very organised and logical. And that kind of held me back for a long time. Meditating kind of shuts that off. And so the way I imagine it is all that logical thought and feeling I put in a little balloon, a helium balloon, and I let it just rise up and touch the ceiling, and it kind of stays out of the way. Then I can truly connect with my spirit guides. And I had a massive breakthrough when I heard about shamanism. Shamanism is very ancient. You've probably heard of it. It's a way of connecting with people. I mean, basically, the way I understand people who've passed on, spirit guides, angels, they're all at different frequencies, and we as humans are at a much lower frequency. And that's why when you start learning, it's like you've got to lift up your mood, you've got to be more excited, you've got to get out of yourself and be more happy and lift yourself up so you can start to vibrate at the same level as them, and then you can start to see them. I'm not quite there yet. It's going to be a long process because I'm so logical. But once I hit shamanism, something amazing happened. What it is, those guided meditations, and I use an app on my iPad called Insight Timer. I will leave a link to their website. Not sponsored, it's just a free app that has brilliant meditations on it. That's all. Take it or leave it. But I found some shamanic drumming on there, and some that had guided meditations along with that drumming, and oh my gosh, I kind of felt myself. I did the first one and I kind of felt like my body suddenly became very heavy, And then I felt like my soul, if you like, I have no other word for it, climbed out, and I was dancing around a fire with my spirit guides. I could see them, I knew them all. We were dancing and praising God and just having the best time, and it was amazing. And I came out of it and I was like, whoa, that's what she was talking about. Meditation is a way to raise your vibration, and when you get to a certain point, you can connect with your spirit guides. You can connect with spirits and ghosts and all this kind of thing. It's not just you can hear them, you can sometimes see them, you can feel them around people, you can start to feel oh, my crown chakra is going mad right now. You can feel them around you, and it's an incredible moment. It's something that hasn't yet happened to me, but when I'm in a shamanic, they call it journeying, they don't really call it meditation, but when you're in that, my logical mind could concentrate on the rhythm of the drum, and then my other part of my mind, I don't know what you call it, that kind of connected, and it felt amazing. And I want to do it more and more, not in an addictive way, but in a way that I want to just get to that point where I can really connect and really raise my vibration up to a point where I feel magic everywhere and I can see it and I can feel it. It's really hard to explain, but meditation makes all the difference. You can do any kind of meditation. If you're not really into guided meditation, you can just do, I'm going to quiet my mind for half an hour and just sit and not think about things and just let my mind just go. And a lot of people do that and get really great messages. I've seen it, I've heard it, I've read about it in books. It's not happened for me. I'm not very good at that. I love guided meditations. I did one the other day, and it was like you're in this garden and you walk down and there's your spirit guide, and you can sit beside them and they'll give you a present, and then whatever that present is, it has a meaning. And I really enjoyed that. I felt connected in a way that I hadn't really felt before. But the main thing I wanted to talk about today is grounding. Grounding is a meditation that is so important. I see people like Shane Dawson and who else? Graveyard Girl, people like this just going out ghost hunting, collecting antiques, collecting things, and then they say, oh, it feels a bit spooky in this room, and I'm like, yeah, you've probably just brought something back home with you. Grounding is a way to connect with the earth, and then you can do it in many ways. There's a way where you can do it where you kind of imagine your energy going down into the earth and then sucking the earth energy back up to you. A very popular one is where you have roots coming from your root chakra, which is right at the bottom of your spine, where we would have had a tail in the past, right there, and it goes down through your legs, down to the centre of the earth. I really like those ones. I really enjoy feeling that connection to nature and to the earth. It's really, it's one of my favourite things. I love tree meditations, because then your legs become the roots and they go down into the earth, and then your arms become the branches, and you're up to God and you're connected through both. I love that sort of thing because I feel safe. And it's really important then to imagine a bubble of gold all the way around you, under your feet, completely made of crystal. I always imagine it filled with pink smoke, because pink smoke, demons and lower entities, they really don't like pink because it's love, it's pure love, and they don't like that. They kind of stay away from you. So I always fill it with pink smoke, and I always put sprinkles of fairy dust and glitter on the top. Gold, shining the light out into the world. and it just protects you. It keeps you safe from anything that you're doing, and it's really important to ground every morning when you get up, every night before you go to bed. And if you're going to be doing something like, for example, if you do a tarot reading for someone or a Reiki healing, something like that, it's important to ground yourself and protect yourself with this bubble. And at first, I'll be honest, and I was a bit like, what? I have to surround myself with a bubble of gold. Okay then, all right. But now, if I don't, I feel very unguarded. And it's days like that that I tend to feel more scared and afraid and nervous. Yeah, it sounded insane to me when I first started looking into it. But many people I've heard, my spiritual teacher, Linda, I will leave a link to her website down below. She does mainly like group work, group courses, but she also will do online teaching as well if you're unable to get to her. So if you're interested, I will leave a link to her website down below. She's lovely. But she was telling me how her dog that she had before this dog could sense when somebody had like a spirit or something bad on them, and usually those people hadn't been doing the grounding and protecting. And me being the total, I mean, I am somebody who I like to get things right, and I like to make sure I'm doing something as it should be done. I found myself like, I've got to ground and protect, I've got to ground and protect, and now it's just a thing that I do morning and night, when I wake up, when I go to sleep. And if I'm going to be doing a tarot reading, like quite often on a Monday I will do a tarot reading for the week ahead. At the beginning of a month I'll do a tarot reading. I was considering of doing tarot readings on here. If that's something you're interested in, definitely let me know down below. But these sorts of things just really started to interest me, and the more you dabble, the more danger you're in if you don't know how to protect yourself. So I would definitely encourage you, if you're interested in becoming a psychic, if this sort of work is something that you're attracted to or you want to do, look up on the Insight Timer grounding. There are hundreds of meditations on there. They're all grounding, they're all amazing. I love doing them. They have some that are like 5 minutes long, so if I'm going to do like a longer meditation, I will do the short grounding just before it. And you just feel safe because you know I've got that bubble of gold around me. I'm connected to God, I'm connected to Mother Earth, I'm good to go, I'm good, I'm safe. And it just gives you that extra level of feeling good. So meditation is extremely important for that, and for raising your vibration so that you can communicate on their level. It sounds really crazy, like when I'm saying it to you now, you've got to vibrate at the right level. It just sounds insane. I feel like I sound like an insane person, but it's just the way it works. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I would love to know the ins and outs of it, but I have a feeling this lifetime is just not going to be enough to learn everything. But meditating is a skill. It's not something that you try once and you say, oh, I can't do that, move on. It's something where you have to practice, and it's not completely clearing your mind. People think meditation is just, I've got to think nothing for 5 minutes, but it's not that. It's yeah, it's just imagining like a blue sky, the bluest sky you've ever seen in the summer, perfect blue sky, and you go, oh yeah, they're nice clouds, and then you let them go, and it's exactly the same. Your thoughts should just float above you, and you kind of ignore them. You kind of go, oh yeah, that's interesting, and then move on. You don't get caught up in that inner monologue and daydreaming about that thing. You keep your concentration on the meditation. And that's why I'm better with a guided meditation, because if it's a plain no talking meditation, my mind will start going and then I lose it. It's gone. But I really want to know more about why meditation helps you to get out of yourself, helps you to raise your vibration. I'm definitely looking for answers on that. I'm somebody who likes to know the reason for everything and how it works. How does that work? I think it's because my dad's a mechanic and he always fixed things, and I always liked watching him fix things. So I think it was just always naturally in me to want to know how this thing works and how that thing works. So I want to know, why does it work? I don't know is the answer yet. But one day I'll be like, oh yeah, somebody will tell me that little nugget and it'll make sense. I think the main thing to remember is it's not logical. Everything we're taught in society tells us that these things aren't real, that this doesn't happen, and it's all rubbish. But science is catching up. Science is really catching up. I think I might do a video soon about just like scientific discoveries that back up the things that I'm studying, because I'm always looking for that little bit of proof, that little bit, did that really happen? I need to know. So I'm going to look it up. And I'm starting to look into these things and finding that it's real. Like, I read one that was like, they weighed somebody as they were dying and they weighed the body after they died and they were lighter. And there's other things as well that they've done, and I'm just like, that's mind-blowing, you know? Science is catching up. And so I hope that our logical brains will soon be as satisfied as our spiritual brains, so that we can kind of meet the two together. Because for logical people like me, it's so hard to just let go and think. Because I would love to see fairies. I have friends who can see them with their normal eyes, and I just can't, because I'm always going, but how? But why? Why couldn't I see them before? Why? I've always got that question in me. I've always been a whyer and hower. But I think if you're logical, you can do it. You can do this. I've come such a long way. I'm really proud of myself. I've worked so hard and I've come such a long way. And you can do it too. If you are interested in mindfulness, my blog, I talk a lot about mindfulness. I love being mindful. It's my main way of getting rid of anxiety, and it's changed my life. And mindfulness helps a lot with meditation, because you're being mindful of your thoughts. You're in the moment. You're not letting those thoughts just go and do whatever they want to do. You're really in that moment. I just find that now I laugh, because Linda used to say, just go and meditate. Don't read a book on it, just go and meditate. And I'd be like, what does that mean? And it just makes me laugh now. But if you do want to do these things, if you want to get into crystals and you want to be a healer, or you would love to work with spirit or tarot cards or anything like that, don't be a dabbler. Do the work, because you will be safer and you will be happier and more satisfied, and you'll be able to help people so much more. It is a lot of work. I meditate every single day for at least half an hour. That's as far as I've gone. When I first started this course, I could meditate for like maybe 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, and then my mind would just be too much going on, and my mind couldn't sustain it. And now I'm up to like 20 minutes. So I'm getting there, but it takes a lot of work and dedication. So it's worth it though. So I definitely recommend that if you want to get into this work, go start meditating. The app that I told you about, Insight Timer, is free and it's really easy to work. It's really easy to use. You can share things to your social media on there. You can, they've got like forums, you can do courses. It's really interesting. I love that app. And yeah, I'm such a geek. Aren't I a geek? I'm a meditation and mindfulness geek. Check me out. But guys, if you want to know the sorts of meditations that I do, I can definitely start sharing on my Twitter and on my Twitter. I can definitely start sharing my everyday, the meditations that I do. If that's something you're interested in seeing, go and let me know in the comments. Leave me a follow on Twitter. I do follow most people back, so you will get a new follower probably as well. And I definitely want to start talking more about my spiritual side and about the ways I'm learning. I'm really enjoying learning and growing every single day, and I really want to encourage you to just open your mind and yeah, just kind of start taking those steps if you're ready. But I think if you're watching this video, you're probably ready. So definitely let me know down below if there's any good meditations that you've found, or any places where you go and you've found really great meditation. Oh, there are some really good meditations here on YouTube. So just have a quick look for grounding meditation on here. You will find some, I promise you. There's a lot of really great creators who are bringing out amazing meditations on here. I really appreciate you guys joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. And everything you need to know is down in the description, so go and check that out. Leave me a comment, a like, why not subscribe, ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. Guys, I love you all. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.